artificial intelligence certainly could have a profound impact on our lives. For some, it's a little scary, so I'm really glad that we are getting ready to talk to one of the brilliant minds shaping that particular future. She's a pioneering roboticist, the first female dean of the College of Engineering at Ohio State University, and author of one of my new favorite books on Audible, Sex, Race, and Robots: How to Be Human in the Age of AI. Please welcome somebody we're especially proud is here with us during Women's Month, Dr. Ayanna Howard. Good morning, Dr. Howard. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, you're a robotics and AI expert. So tell us and our audience exactly what that means and what do you do?
So I build, design, program robots to be intelligent and to work with people. I'm a good roboticist, so my robots actually help humanity versus impede or destroy. And so I'm a good roboticist.
Okay. And we don't see a lot of women in your industry and even fewer women of color. So what made you get into this line of work, and have you had challenges fitting into such a male-dominated field?
Okay, so if we talk about challenges, I would probably take up an hour of your program. And so I will first talk about how I got into it. I was actually engaged by TV, The Bionic Woman, in fact. I wanted to build a Bionic Woman when I was 12 years old. I didn't know what that actually meant, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And because I was stubborn, my whole path has really been trying to design the Bionic Woman of the future. Challenges, I'm still sometimes the first, which basically means I have to break a lot of glass ceilings a lot of time, but that stubbornness helps quite a bit.
Well, I'm so fascinated by this field and sci-fi and that sort of thing becoming a reality. And in your new book, you explore how artificial intelligence technology or robots can be racist. Can you give us an example? Because as I said during the break, I'm a little fearful of these robots. Like, you read about the evil robots that are taking over the world.
Yeah, so robots as themselves can't necessarily be racist, but robots are learning from people. And unfortunately, we as people, our data, our behaviors are sexist and racist. Sometimes it's because of our background. And so imagine I'm designing, say, a self-driving car, and I design it based on data that recognizes people, the color, their skin tones. Well, there's research that shows that a lot of our cameras can't recognize Black skin tones as well. So a self-driving car, in that case, would more likely not be able to see a Black person versus someone else with a different skin tone. So the car isn't racist, but if you put the car out and it kills a lot of Black people, then we can define it as that.
It's amazing. So despite the flaws in these programs, you believe these machines could change our lives for the better. I listened to the whole thing on Audible. So, but tell us how this is possible.
Well, so AI really enhances the quality of our life, right? Because it is better than the biases in people. So as an example, if we think about healthcare, designing a system that is based on data that is geared toward and understands, our women's physiology and our women's history and our biological structure, like an AI system will do better. It will be able to figure out what is the correct drug dosage versus a general drug dosage for everyone, which we know is typically has much more data with respect to men. So it's better in terms of people. It just has these aspects of, sometimes not optimal outcomes for certain groups of people. But healthcare, education, if we think about even social justice, AI and robotics can actually help us.
Okay, Dr. Howard, we've all seen movies like Ex Machina, or I'm sure you've seen that, and TV shows with robots getting too smart, killer robots enslaving us. Is this something we should worry about? Because your robot sounds super nice, but there are other ones out there, I'm sure.
There's a lot. And in fact, every time you see a movie, I very rarely see a robot that's a nice thing, unless it's like cute and like childlike, and it has no function whatsoever. But I always think about robots and the data as parents, right? So we, have kids. typically parents are smarter than the kids. The kids mess up. They always are just a little bit less intelligent than we would like them to do. They do bad things, but yet we don't go out and destroy our kids. And so I think of robots and AI the same way. They are in our society. They are here to enhance our quality of life. They're learning from us, our biases, but they also learn our goodness. They also learn aspects of kindness towards others and empathy. And so I truly don't think that robots, as designed, could destroy. It's just like parents, for the most part, don't destroy their kids. They don't destroy their children. They don't destroy their community. And so that's my philosophy. Of course, we do have bad parents, and therefore there will be a few rogue robots at some point, but not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you just said robots and empathy and learning empathy like in the same sentence. I'm still so weirded out by this. But let me ask you this: as of 2019, women make up only 27% of the STEM workforce, which is incredible. How can we encourage young girls to pursue a career in STEM and particularly in robotics?
Yeah, so if you think about women in robotics, women in STEM, we lose them at 2 points. So one is typically in middle and high school. A lot of times is because they go into the classroom with the boys, and there's this already bias, by 14, girls aren't good in math, girls aren't good in science. And so one, I think, is the role models, having more senior women coming into the classroom, having cohort models, and really retraining teachers to say, science and math is for everyone, irrespective of your gender. I think we need to just lean into that a lot more because we don't. The other kind of thing is that we see more women are leaving the workplace that are in STEM at a much higher rate than men. Because once they get into the field, there's not a large critical mass. And so they're like, why am I even doing this? I can go do something and make a lot more money in some place where I feel valued. And so we need to fix companies to make it much more inclusive so that women who have already made it there aren't dropping out at a higher rate.
Doc, I have to tell you, I love you. I just love you. Sex, Race, and Robots is available now on Audible. Do yourself a favor, download it, because it will drop your mouth open and make you want to participate. Come talk to us anytime. We'll be right back.